All right, guys, we're going to talk about relationships and breakups and how pain can make you a better, stronger man. The main thing I'm going to hint on is a breakup that happened in my life that was pretty much the absolute turning point in my life that realistically made me the man I am today. And if I didn't go through that breakup, if I didn't go through that pain, truthfully, I don't know where I'd be. So we got to throw it way back to like when I was in high school. So when I was in high school, I was in a relationship from when I was like either 12 or 13 until I was 22. Very long time, almost 10 years. And I was 100% positive that that was the girl I was going to marry. I was so sure. I have never been more sure about something in my life other than that I was going to marry that girl. And I feel like a lot of guys can relate to that. But in the time of that whole relationship, instead of pouring into myself, instead of actually working on becoming a better man, not only for her and the people around me and for myself, I was just pouring everything I could into that relationship. And it got to the point that my identity was that relationship. I got into the gym when I was like 17 years old. I got into bodybuilding. I competed twice in two bodybuilding shows when I was 20 and 21 years old. At that time, bodybuilding and the relationship became my identity. And another topic I'm going to throw into this is how fitness can also save you from these horrible situations. I forgot to intro with that, but I'll work that in as well. So I'm in this relationship for 10 years. I started bodybuilding for like 4 or 5 years. My identity was that relationship and bodybuilding. I was working bullshit dead end jobs, getting fired, getting laid off, just not going to work because I didn't care. Outside of my relationship and outside of bodybuilding, I was kind of a piece of shit. I was selfish. I was narcissistic. I was an extremely weak man because I never worked on myself. I never worked on building the characteristics of a man other than having discipline when it came to bodybuilding. I had nothing to show for myself, bro. I was broke as fuck. I could barely even take my girlfriend out to dinner. When I competed in those bodybuilding shows, I barely made it and was able to afford like the food and the pay for each class was like $80 a class, like $400. That was like literally all I had. I was miserable. The only two things I had to look forward to were her and the gym and bodybuilding. That's it. Fucked up. Use code FREEDOMZ20 for 20% off. And this went on for like 2 or 3 years. And then competed in my first bodybuilding show. I just wanted to place top five. Got a top five finish. I was like, yo, yes, this was awesome. And then I was like, damn, man, I thought I would be more fulfilled. I thought I would feel something different. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do another show next year and I'm gonna win the show. So next year, my goal was I wanted to place top five in all my classes and bring home 3 trophies. So that happened. Place top five in all 3 classes. I was like, hell yes, let's fucking go. And then after that, I went back to work that next week. I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? I was working overnights for a trucking company, working on the dock, working as a forklift operator. I'm like, yo, what is going on? Like I thought this was it. Like I thought I was gonna be a bodybuilder. Like I was so delusional because I didn't know who the fuck I was or what I wanted that I thought that bodybuilding show was gonna get me somewhere. That was in October of 2016. And then from October to January, I went down, just spiraled out of control. Unbelievable depression. I was drinking all the time, blacking out, being a narcissistic, just psychotic dude because I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted. I had literally nothing to show for myself. I was in debt. I was making like a couple $100 a week working part time. Still had the relationship at the time, but that was rocky as well because I was tweaking. You know what I mean? So I came to the realization like, damn, I'm gonna have to figure something out because bodybuilding isn't what I thought it was gonna be. You know, it didn't bring me the fulfillment. It didn't bring me an avenue or a career, which my delusional thought it was. Then first week of 2017, January, like a week after my birthday, the girl I was with at the time, she just up and leaves. And I was like, holy shit. The only two things that I identified with, bodybuilding and that relationship, were gone. Like, gone. I was not emotionally, psychologically prepared for that at all. And then all through 2017, my life just spiraled out of control. I've never actually publicly said this, but I'll say it now. That entire year, I started doing Xanax, because I'm sure some people know the term zombed. When you take Xanax, you kind of just black out and you're on autopilot. So the pain of that breakup, the pain of like, wow, I'm like kind of just a piece of shit. I don't know what to do. I don't know where I'm going. That pain was so unbearable. I was suicidal every day. The only fucking thing I had to look forward to was going to the gym. That's it. Other than going to the gym, getting my meals in, I had nothing. So at that time, I was working a second shift job. I was working 3 p.m. to like 11, 12 p.m. So I'd wake up in the morning, prep my meals, go to the gym, get my lift in. That was the only thing I had to look forward to. As soon as I'd get done at the gym, that depression would start to creep back in, start to go downhill. I'd pop a couple Zans, black out, be on autopilot until the next morning when I woke up, go to the gym again, get my workout done, get depressed, pop a couple Zans, black out. And I did that for almost a fucking year. The whole year of 2017 was a blur. And quite honestly, I was drowning. Everyone was just like, oh, he's just a bodybuilder on steroids. Like, no one really knew what was actually going on because I wouldn't talk about it. I didn't even know how to talk about it. How do you put those things into words? You know what I'm saying? But I have siblings too. My little brother at the time, he was doing great. He had just got he just got a new Mustang. He had a union job. Now, obviously, I wasn't like upset about it. Obviously, it's my little fucking brother. I want him to do good. But then that made me look further into myself and made me more depressed, because I'm like, damn, like even my little fucking bro is doing good and I'm just a piece of shit. Pop some more Zans, black out. But towards the end of 2017 was when like I was really like extremely suicidal, and I was like really contemplating on taking my life. And I reached out to that girl. I was like, yo, like I really need help. I really need help. Like, I don't know what to do. Not on no like weird shit, but just like, yo, like I really need help. She was like, I don't care. Leave me the fuck alone. And it was like a light bulb moment. That's the only way I can describe it. It was like a light bulb moment. And I just realized like, wow, like no one is coming to save me. No one. No one is coming to save me. And that initial thought is where I built the foundation of who I am today. That's what got me to the point where I was like, yo, it's time I put all this energy, focus into myself and build myself into the man that I actually want to be. You know what I mean? Because before that, all my energy, everything was just into bodybuilding, just into a relationship. Then I'd take pills every day to just black out and be on autopilot all day. So it was like it was like 10, 11 months popping Zans every fucking day. I quit cold turkey, was still going to the gym, was still doing my meals, everything. That stayed constant. But what I want to stress about that is like, if I didn't have that little thing, just being able to go to the gym, I probably would have taken my life. So fitness is not only a good thing for your health, for your mental, fitness can quite literally save you. I truly believed it saved my life at that time. But I think men today, I think one of the best lessons you can learn is losing the person you think you can't live without. Because at that time, I didn't think I could live without her. It took about 2 years after that breakup for me to realize, oh, I actually can live without her. That's when I started developing actual discipline for myself and my life, not just in the gym. I started working actual decent jobs. I started actually saving money. I started actually investing money into crypto, into things like that. I found things to put my energy into. You know what I'm saying? And then it was a hard road to build myself back up. I didn't really even learn how to manage money until I was like 25. I didn't actually start being able to save money until I was 25. But the thing I want to stress is, like, especially you young guys from like 18 to 25, the last thing you should be doing is worrying about a relationship. You should be building yourself into the most strong, capable, badass motherfucker you can. Because if I would have actually did that when I was younger, I would probably be 10 times ahead of where I am now. You know what I mean? Probably even further. But I put all that energy, all that time, all that money into a girl, and it didn't even work out. You know what I'm saying? But that pain moving forward is always a good reference point. So when I was building myself up, you know what I mean? We all go through things. You're like, I'm going to prove every motherfucker wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to prove her wrong. I'm going to prove her family wrong. I'm going to actually make something of myself. That's good fuel at first, but that fuel fades. You know what I'm saying? You can't always rely on proving people wrong to propel you forward. It's good when you're in pain. It's good when you're building yourself, but you have to transfer that into, okay, like, I do want to prove these people wrong because of what they did to me, because of the pain they put me through, but I got to do this for me. You know what I'm saying? That's when you really start to build character. That pain built me. That pain built the resilience I have. It built the mindset I have. It showed me that I could go through what I thought was the worst thing that could ever happen to me, and I could get through it. I could be a new person on the other side. And I always have that reference point to look back to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I live a great life now. Like, I have a house. I have a very great, successful business, and my business is coaching people, helping people physically and mentally. It's very rewarding. It's very fulfilling. But if I didn't go through that time, if I didn't go through that heartbreak, that pain, I wouldn't be able to have the wisdom that I have now to then give to the guys who work with me. You know what I'm saying? So breakups are a great thing because they make you stop and be present and say, holy shit, what is going on? Who am I? If your answer is, I don't know, that's fine. You're at a point now when you can build yourself and create yourself to exactly who you want to be with no outside force, no woman, no nothing. You're saying, you know what? I don't have this woman anymore. I'm not putting my energy into her. I'm not putting my energy into this relationship. I'm going to put all my energy into myself and be the best that I could be in business and finance and fitness and whatever you want to be. The pain from a breakup is great. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of pain, but you can learn to harness that pain, control that pain, and use it for fuel to propel you forward. Like I said, like, moving forward, I will always have that reference point to go back to. At the time, it was the worst thing that ever happened to me. But now, looking back, now that I'm older, now that I have more wisdom, it was the best thing that happened to me. Like, literally the best thing that could have happened to me. It needed to happen, or I would have never actually been able to figure out who I was. And I'm 100% positive my life would have looked way different. So if you're going through a breakup, just understand this is good. This is for your character development. This is where you can look deep inside yourself. Take the time to say, if I don't really know who I am, now I can take the time and build myself into who I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Because what else are you going to do? You're going to sit and cry and pout? Come on. You're better than that. Everyone around you knows you're better than that. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to grieve that loss. You know what I'm saying? Take a couple of days, take a week, but get back up, get to work. It's a new start. You can build yourself to who you want to be without outside forces, with someone nagging in your fucking ear, do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. You can take complete control of your life. So if you're going through that breakup, just know this is going to be great for your character development. It's going to give you a fuel source, an infinite fuel source that you can constantly use, constantly tap into to propel you forward when things get hard, when you're tired, when you're hungry, when you're exhausted. Take that pain, use it as fuel to propel you forward when you think you can't go any further, strive any longer. You know what I'm saying? Breakups are great, man. They really are a good thing. And we need to stop viewing them as a end of the world, end of me scenario. It's just part of life. Most men go through them. And if you're going through them, just know it's normal. You know what I'm saying? Accept it, move on, build yourself to how you want to be, and you'll be fine. Because I'm doing great. That's the best fucking thing that ever happened to me. I'm so happy that it did happen. And if it happens to you, just accept it. Put your fucking shoes on, get to work, and create yourself into who you want to be.